Hey everybody, this is the Boston Micro Soldering channel here, and I want to do just a really quick short video about conformal coating. What is it? Why is it important? How to use it? And here I have a board we had started working on yesterday. Ended up stopping because we ran out of this very important little tube here. I just got another one in. And if we take a look at this board, this came in a Nintendo Switch. For USB-C, it's the charger port and the HDMI out. And in the course of taking the old port off, there was a single pad that was pulled here. And it's just the unfortunate consequence of using a little bit too much heat. You got another weakened pad here as well. So for the pulled pad, this had been replaced just with some two thin tinned copper wires. However, even though this port is now generally ready to be reinstalled, there's nothing keeping those wires from floating away. So this green coating that you see on the surface of the motherboard that's installed in the factory, it basically serves two main purposes. First, it's going to prevent anything from shorting out. So if I want to have this line here protected from some idiot with a screwdriver touching it, what I can do is put this solder mask on top of the board when I'm done. But the other nice thing about the conformal coating is that it serves the purpose of glue. It's going to help glue these parts down so that even when we get this up to a few hundred degrees, this set of two wires isn't going to float away, and our man-made pad is going to stay behind. So first things first, we really want to make sure that we clean up any residue. There is some flux left over from yesterday. We want to get rid of that. Dry it before we put a new coat on. Can use just a little bit of alcohol. Make sure that area is nice and dry. No flux residue. Although of course you do get some of these little cotton hairs that are left behind. That's alright. Those will just burn right away. Just burn right up. Now this conformal coating, super cheap, easy to find on eBay, Amazon, various supply stores, and effectively it is nail polish for boards, nail polish for phones, nail polish for game consoles. Now, inevitably what comes out is going to be far too much for our purposes. So I recommend taking a knife blade, toothpick, anything you have. Just as a teeny tiny paintbrush. And generally an X-Acto knife blade is going to be a much better choice. Or some tweezers if you haven't ruined them yet. It's going to help glue down this pad that was moving on us earlier. Now it's important that we don't put this on too thick of a coat for a couple reasons. First, you do want to be able to dry this evenly and quickly. But second, remember, these are going to have USB pins on them very shortly. And we really do not want any sort of height difference here between our tinned pads and our newly created wire pad. You also don't want to really completely cover anything that's been tinned. When we do heat up this area of the board, a lot of it's going to expand considerably. And the last thing you want is for a solder blob to explode out. So we're going to leave the top of this untouched. And I'm even going to try to clean off the top a little bit. Now, what do we do to cure this glue? Well, I said nail polish for phones, nail polish for boards. What we use is tiny little ultraviolet laser. So you can get those, little white boxes that are, for curing nail polish on nails. You put your hand in and the nail polish dries inside the ultraviolet light, or you can get it in the form of a little laser pen. Now, the first thing I'll say about these is you should not buy them. What you should do is first buy a pair of safety glasses that are properly rated for UV protection. That must be your step one. If you don't have a pair of glasses that's rated, for a very high level of UV protection, don't even purchase this hardware. But if you do have your proper UV protection, laser is a great way to cure this glue in seconds. Okay, let's take a look at that after 30 seconds of somewhat direct light. It's a little tacky. Now I'm not going to shine this under the microscope just because I'm not entirely certain that this is safe for the camera sensor. So I'll keep it just out of view. Start with glasses, then move on to the laser. Give this another 30 seconds or so. Let's take a look. Still got a little bit of movement, but I don't think this is really going anywhere. Now you can lay this down in a couple coats if needed. In this case, since we're trying to keep our thickness, total thickness, as low as possible, we're going to leave this guy as is. So, thank you very much for watching.